Went up and down the field at will.
Stafford on the first play has Nacua coming loose, and of course he does. Play action. They do this more than anybody. It's Nacua with his second catch. And a first down for the Rams as Nacua takes it inside the 15. Tackled by the old Ram, Nick Scott. Right there with Drake May. Going to be Stafford or May. Head-to-head for MVP. Going end zone. Nacua, and just like that, Los Angeles is on the board. Nacua with his third catch of the drive. It's a 14-yard touchdown.
One of the best offensive minds in football. He understands that there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on Nacua. So the idea of being able to move him around, that time he aligns in the backfield in a traditional running back set. And then 6 defensive backs. So Landman, Spates, they're on the sideline.
Here's Coker for a first down. They go from 2nd and 19 to get in a first down on Coker's second catch. Try it again here against a 4-man rush. Verse is coming. Young gets rid of it to Tremble, and they've got another third down conversion. Tommy Tremble, career high in catches. His second of this playoff game, moves the chains.
He's just a little bit longer. Give himself time to find a target.
Quick throw to the roll, McMillan. First down inside the 45. The lone rookie with more than 1,000 receiving yards, probably going to be the offensive rookie of the year. Looks to throw. First read taken away. Rips it over the middle, and it's picked off. Kobe Durant the interception. The turnover margin 3-0. They're down 1-0 today. Man late getting on the field there. And they hand it off to Kyron Williams, taking advantage of the Panthers not being set up. 2nd and 2. Back to the air with Stafford. One-handed catch by Colby Parkinson, and there's the first look at a Rams tight end, and I'll just let you take over, Greg.
Listen, his ability to evolve this offense is one of his strengths.
Nacua's got it for a first down, beating Christian Roseboom.
The main cog in all of that's the MVP candidate quarterback.
Look out for Davante Adams down here. They give it to Nacua, though, and Nacua breaks tackles and gets his second touchdown. Nacua having himself one heck of a day.
We talked to defensive coordinator of the Carolina Panthers, Adro Avero. He said, we have to turn this into a kicking contest. We have to force red zone field goals. So far, this Rams team's been down there twice, and they have no answer for Puka. So far, it hasn't played out.
Young under pressure again. It's Poona Ford coming after him. He gets loose, throws on the run. Jalen Coker snags it. Perhaps atoning for stopping his route and leading to an interception on the last drive. Yeah, you got to wonder how good can a guy be expected to be.
It's hard. You can only block the trainer with the pad so many times late in the season.
Jared Verse is not the trainer. Looking long here. Letting it fly. There's McMillan. Put it right on the 4. 14 yards inside the 35. From the 33, play action. Given time, steps up over the middle. It's McMillan again to the 11. Second consecutive grab for the rookie. This one goes for 21. Can get a first down here without scoring a touchdown, just outside of the 10. They hand it off to Chuba Hubbard. Breaks a tackle and gets to the 4. Here comes Hubbard. Straight into the end zone for the Panther touchdown.
Watch Damian Lewis, the left guard. He was the other half of that big free agent spending to solidify the interior of this offensive line. Robert Hunt, we've talked about him dealing with injury.
Stafford has a wide open man. It's Higbee stumbling free inside the 35. On 3rd and 3. Sideline, Adams climbs the ladder, but he's out of bounds. Defended by Mike Jackson. From 46. Right down the middle for the thicker kicker out of Missouri.
Because of that depth they've developed through the draft.
3rd down and 2. Young back to throw. He's got Hubbard swinging out of the backfield, and oh no, he had room to run and couldn't pull it in. And the punt team has to come out.
Gotta imagine at some point, try to get Davante Adams into this game.
Corner blitz off him. It's picked up. There he is, Davante Adams, but it's in front of him and incomplete. Oh, they had him.
but you got to work yourself back into game action, and can't help
coming after this. Almost got there. Fair catch taken by Etienne. Oh, and he lost the ball. The Rams are on top of it. That was Troy Reeder that got there first. Did he hang on?
Don't be afraid to throw this ball short of the sticks. If it gets to a 4th down, could be a go.
Stafford finds Higbee, tackled shy of the first down marker. It was Nick Scott. Gain of 9, 4th and 3. Let's see. Nacua motions out. Blitz is coming. Stafford looking to run for the first down. Instead lets it go, and it's broken up. DJ Wanham, the coverage on Higbee. 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Young, lofting, Coker, perfect toss. Jalen Coker inside the 20. Longest play of the day for Carolina, 32 yards. And there you go. Both teams trying to break through still. Young steps up. He's got room. Bryce Young tucks it, runs. Bryce Young, touchdown.
We're going to try to do a little TE stunt here on the right side. Byron Young, he's going to get some interior pressure. That's what moves Bryce Young. And then just one-on-one in space with Nate Landman. And tell you what, it's not really his game, but you think back to his career, right? His Heisman Trophy year, what he did at Alabama. Not the biggest guy, not the most physical, but his athleticism is probably one of the more underrated aspects of his game, and one of the best passing games in the league.
From the 40, after the penalty. Stafford, there's Davante Adams. And the potential Super Bowl hopes of the Rams. 3rd and 10, Stafford going long. Puka Nacua off his hands and incomplete. 99 times out of 100, it's a touchdown. And a 17-14 game. And Puka Nacua drops early in his career, but you almost never see that anymore.
Thanks so much, Coach. Joe, we've been monitoring
he wanted to avoid right here. Over the middle, it is a strike and a first down. Fires it over the middle to McMillan. Feed it to him in the pass game. Gets a couple blocks. Chuba Hubbard lowers the shoulder. Fights for a first down. Four-man rush. Into the flats. Tommy Tremble. Upended by Forbes. 4th and 2. So the rookie out of Florida State, Ryan Fitzgerald, in his first postseason kick, has tied the game.
Shaw Smith-Wade sees that pressure coming off the slot.
Here they come. Picked up. Davante Adams has it. Blitz gets picked up, and Stafford zips it through for 20. Stafford going end zone. Wants Nacua. Defended by Jackson, and it's 4th down. The Rams retake the lead. How about Harrison Mevis? Wants Adams. It's picked off. Mike Jackson makes his mark again. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 9. Young retreats, steps up, lets it fly. He's got Coker. Jalen Coker stops and starts. 1st and goal, Carolina. 51, biggest play of the day.
For these moments to run the ball between the tackles.
Chuba Hubbard, straight ahead, over the goal line. Touchdown, Carolina. Panthers lead. And he knew what he was getting himself into. He told us these are the best DBs we've seen this year. Over the middle, he's got an open Adams. Davante Adams. Again, attacking the middle of the field, and Adams gets 22 into Panthers territory.
Certainly a tough matchup. They get down there around the 5-yard line or closer. It becomes Davante Adams time.
Stafford has Williams. Kyron Williams puts the Rams back in front.
Watch what he does to Shirless. He's going to be one-on-one. It's going to be a 3-way go. the best guys I've ever been around, the linebackers, the Luke Kuechly's of the world, they always say, make the back break out. But you see just the ability to manipulate the eyes with Stafford, and one Shirless plays outside leverage and Kyron Williams crosses his face.
Bringing a blitz out of the secondary. Trying to beat it to Coker down the field. Can't pull it in. Durant the coverage. Stafford to throw on second down. Zips it. Nacua into the tightest window. Stafford to Nacua for a first down. Check down. Corum can't split him. Nick Scott, Christian Rose.
They did a great job on back-to-back plays, tackling in space.
Evans to punt it. Coming after it and blocking it. Carolina's blocked the punt. Isaiah Simmons has them in a tough spot here. They lead by 3. Wow, fake and a toss. McMillan inside the 15. How about that nifty whip play? As aggressive as Canales is. Blitz comes. Young, corner of the end zone. Coker! A dime! A touchdown! A Panther lead!
Wild card weekend. Bryce Young takes a look out, one-on-one in the slot against the safety Cam Curl, and there was no doubt when Bryce Young caught that ball where he was going. Now, key now for the Rams. You want to get as many offensive snaps before that 2-minute warning.
Adams this time settles in the zone with a first down.
He's up there at the top.
Nacua, middle of the defense to the 30.
Trayvon Merrick, they've used him as an extra rusher a lot today.
Zips it through there. And it's a first down and the first catch of the day for the rookie Kanate Mumfield. First and 10 from the 19. Stafford going towards the end zone. Parkinson! What a catch! And a touchdown!
Catch the miss. High, outside, left foot, right foot. He is in. Say what, Colby Parkinson, they paid him a lot of money. Originally drafted in Seattle. My last year in Seattle, he was one of our young tight ends, and I think everyone thought he was going to be good, but he has taken on a huge role in this Rams offense down the stretch, and this place is dead quiet. Now, whether Landman drops or not, it's just stressing the protection.
They get there again, lofted up, incomplete, and it's 4th and 10. It's Young. It's dropped, and it's over. Jimmy Horn drops it, and the Rams survive.
He had it. He found the
beat him by 3 in November. They return the favor here in the playoffs. Matthew Stafford and the Rams are moving on. What a ball game. Sean McVay told us he thought this team was ready for a playoff run because they'd been tested, because they'd suffered so many close losses. Learn from those, he had hoped.